one of the most brutal campaigns in gaming history. Call of Duty World at War. Right, bit of background on this. 2008, Call of Duty very much still in its infancy. COD 4 dropped the year before, which had very much launched this series into the mainstream, but it was still yet to reach its peak. And it's clear at this time as well that the whole World War II shtick had kinda worn out. Games are kinda moving towards a more modern day setting. So what did Treyarch do? Well, they went back to World War II, didn't they? Now Treyarch had made a COD game before. I should have got it off the shelf. This bad boy, Call of Duty 3. This is the Wii version. It's an experience. And look, it was a pretty decent game, probably a bit too similar to COD 2, but World at War was to be I nearly knocked off my Game Boy. Was to be different. This game today, in my opinion, is still the most brutal Call of Duty has ever got in terms of violence. Has COD had its shocking / controversial moments since? Oh, definitely yes. But this game's campaign is one of the least held back depictions of World War II, probably in media history, to be honest. The campaign literally opens with POWs being tortured by Japanese soldiers. Yeah, it's not exactly for the faint of heart. I feel it's a bit more grounded as well than COD 4 before. COD 4 kind of felt as if it was the beginning of the trope of, the super soldier thing that COD kind of had going for a while. It kind of still does have going. The story itself, I mean, it's probably one of the weaker ones in COD history. There's not really much to it. It's kind of just following the events of World War II on both the Pacific Front following the Americans and the Eastern Front following the Russians. As well as that, it probably lacks some of the iconic characters COD would later become known for. Yes, there is Reznov, who would go on to become an icon of Call of Duty, Roebuck or Chernov, but yeah, in terms of characters, that's about it. This game's campaign is very much focused on the gameplay. Art style wise, I've already touched on it. This game is dark, it's gloomy. It's trying to reflect war. That is the point of it. Guns are beefy, the sound effects are scary. It's a good depiction of war. I feel as if this game actually rides a fine line of trying not to glorify war too much, but also show the reality of it as well. Unmemorable missions might be a bit of a controversial take here, but I wouldn't say this game has as many as later CODs. Of course, Vendetta is the one everybody thinks of, the whole sniping mission. Black Cats and Heart of the Reich, which if you've ever played this game on Veteran, by the way, which is absolute hell, would not recommend, but yeah, you'll know Heart of the Reich as for basically that mission where grenades get flung at you about every 3 seconds and you die consistently. But yeah, overall with COD World at War, look, it's probably not the best campaign in COD history, but when it comes to an experience, a gritty, brutal experience, yeah, there's very few games that are gonna match this.